Assalamu alaikum. This is the second part of our chapter, which is demand and supply. So we are going to talk about supply. With respect to the demand side, we talked from the point of view of the consumer. Now we are going to talk about the point of view of the producer. If you are the producer of a commodity and you want to sell a product, okay, this is the supply side. What's meant by supply? Just like demand, it's something you have enough resources to produce, you can make a profit from producing this commodity, and finally you make a plan to sell. The 3 points together the 3 points together represent supply. Any one of them is missing, this is not a supply. What is quantity supplied? Quantity supplied is just like quant demanded. Number of units producers would like to sell at each price level. This means that at price 5 I would like to sell 10 units. At price 10 I would like to sell 20 units, and so on. If you are the producer of a commodity, it's better for you if price increases to sell more in order to make more profit, and this is known as law of supply. Law of supply states that there is a positive relationship between price and the quantity supplied, ceteris paribus, or keep all other factors constant. Just like demand, law of supply can be represented using 4 different methods: by words, schedule, graphical, and mathematical form. By words, as we said, there is a positive relationship between price and the quantity supplied, ceteris paribus. Schedule shows the relationship between price of a commodity and the quantity supplied. So if price is 0, you would like to sell 0. If it's 1, you would like to sell more, 5 for example. 2, you would like to sell 10, 3, 15, and so on. So this is the supply schedule. It shows that as price increases, quantity supplied is going to increase as well. By the way, this is desire, you would like. It's not an actual number of units sold in the market. And this can be represented graphical as we said, Q on the x-axis and the price y-axis. You are going to draw using a scale. If price is 0, quantity supplied is 0, 1, 5, 2, 10, and 3, 15. This is supply curve. It's positively sloped. What about the mathematical form, or known as supply function? Supply function says that QS is a function of price, or depends on price. So we can write it as QS equals C plus dB, where C is the intercept, which is QS when price equals 0, and D is the slope, which is a change in QS over change in price. Positive sign stands for the positive relationship between price and the quantity supplied. From the schedule, we can write it as C equals 0 when price equals 0, quantity supplied is 0. So C will be 0. With respect to D, change in quantity supplied, 5 minus 0, or 10 minus 5, or 15 minus 10, any one of them. Say, for example, 5 minus 0 divided by 1 minus 0. Which is 5. So we can write it as QS equals 5B. As C equals 0, so we are not going to write it. If you are going to substitute using price in the equation, you will find the quantity supplied. Say, for example, if you are going to substitute with 3 instead of P, so 5 multiplied by 3, it's 15. When price equals 3, quantity supplied is 15. Another example. If you would like to find the supply function for this schedule, it will be C equals 10 when price equals 0, quantity supplied is 10, and D 20 minus 10 divided by 1 minus 0, which is 10. So we can write it as QS equals 10 plus 10B. So if you are going to substitute by 3 instead of B, so it's 10 multiplied by 3, it's 30 plus 10, which is 40. At price 3, quantity supplied is 40. Just like the case of demand, ceteris paribus means we are going to keep all other factors constant. So what are the factors that affect supply? Now we are going to look from the point of view of the producer. So factor number 1 is price of raw material, or price of factors of production, or in other words, costs of production. If cost of production increase, supply is going to decrease, as you are going to pay more in order to produce a single unit, so supply is going to decrease. Factor number 2, price of related goods. Related goods are substitutes or complements, but here from the point of view of the producer, which means in case of substitutes that you have a quantity of raw material that can be used in order to produce blouse or t-shirt, for example. So the two products are blouses or t-shirt. So if price of blouses is going to increase, so it is better for you to supply more of blouses, not from t-shirts. So supply of t-shirt is going to decrease. Complements. Processor and motherboard. People are going to buy processor and motherboards together. So if price of processors increase, so supply of processors is going to increase and supply of motherboard as well is going to increase. Factor number 3. Total number of suppliers. If there is only one shop that's going to sell a product, the quantity supplied is going to be lower than if there are 100 shops. So as number of suppliers is going to increase, supply of a product is going to increase. Factor number 4, expected future prices. Now you are the producer of the commodity, and you know that the prices are going to increase after Imam. So nowadays, you are going to supply more or less. You would like to sell more or less. Of course, you would like to sell less in order to keep an inventory that will be sold later on at a higher price level. So if you expect prices to increase, supply today decreases. Factor number 5, state of nature. State of nature is related to wars, volcano, earthquake. If there is anything of them that's going to increase resources, so supply of a product is going to increase. If it is going to decrease or deplete the resources, supply will decrease. The 5 factors will cause shift of supply curve. If supply is going to increase, so supply curve will shift to the right. If it is going to decrease, it will shift to the left. The only factor that will cause movement along the curve is the price, just like demand. if price is going to increase, we are going to move from point A to point B along the same curve. Actually, the market